Welcome to this episode of Disrepair. Today we cover one of our favorite projects, Chuck Morris.
You know, Chuck Morris doesn't run electricity. Electricity runs from Chuck Morris.
Bad jokes and puns aside, our latest project car, Chuck Morris, is a gorgeous little 1957 MGA Roadster that was delivered to us as a previous EV conversion in need of an update. Now, MG moniker stands for Morris Garage, hence the name Chuck Morris, and like the action hero, these cars have an active and passionate fan base. The MGA is one of our favorite body styles of roadsters. They have nice curves and just the right proportions. But more than that, there's nothing better than driving an open roadster. Driving them makes you feel like you should be cruising the English countryside in a derby cap, with a pipe in your mouth, going to join your mates for a cup of tea.
A Long Island iced tea for me, and
Pepsi, please.
We only have Coke.
Oh. Do you want to go somewhere else?
I also want to reiterate that we are not de-icing the car, as in removing the internal combustion engine. Rather, we are just updating the old system to modern components, which actually proved to be less daunting than it sounds. Is this EV conversion ruining a classic, or bringing this car into the 21st century? Let us know your thoughts, and I hope you enjoy this build. Can you tell me a little about the background or history of how we ended up with this car?
This is a 1957 MGA. It actually came to us, it was already electric. It had been converted in 2000 by Texas A&M. You know, actually, they did a really good job. It was just outdated technology. It had lead acid batteries, a motor that you no longer get parts for. But they actually did a really nice job. Gig 'em. Yes, they had batteries in the trunk and they had batteries in the engine compartment. And we were able to reuse a lot of that the mounts they had made. We were actually able to make adapters to use a lot of the mounts they'd already made.
You said they did a nice job. What are some of the things that you would say that were good thoughts and good process for these guys?
So they ran conduit under it, and all the wires were run through conduit safely into the car. No wires were exposed and dangling. They used automotive-grade connectors everywhere where their things plugged together. They had a custom printed circuit board for the 12-volt wiring in the car. They had appropriate fusing, contactors, relays. Like everything in it was done, what I would say, to book. It's pretty good. We really didn't. I mean, the paint is a 10-footer. You know, it's not perfect, but it looks pretty good from 10 feet. Drives really nice. They upgraded the brakes with Willwood master cylinders and upgraded the hydraulic clutch with a better setup too. I mean, so really, some money was spent on shock and springs and things like that to make this car a good riding converted car. Within a couple of days, we had it completely de-EV'd. You know, we had everything pulled out of it. We recycled the batteries, had the motor out of it. We were able to reuse the adapter that was made. They made a very nice billet adapter from the motor to the transmission, and it turns out it's the same bolt pattern as the Hyperdine motor. So we were able to reuse that. We just had to get a custom coupler made for the flywheel.
So the motor, it's still going through a transmission. I guess it's the original transmission to the original differential in the back still.
It is. It has a directional switch in the dash. They must have locked that out so that way you would just use the directional switch.
What about battery placement now after conversion?
So there's batteries in the front, float above the motor, kind of how they had it, except it's a smaller profile. And there's batteries in the trunk that were they made like a cutaway where the gas tank was, and we were able to mount it in there.
How does the weight compare before and after?
It lost some weight when we went to the Tesla batteries from lead acid batteries. The weight distribution on this is 51-49. Very good.
Obviously, there were some challenges that had to be tackled. Nothing like the Fiat project, but tell me about some things that you encountered that might be challenges that this car had with an upgrade.
I mean, the challenges we ran into were the brakes didn't work like every car we get. The brakes never seem to work. That doesn't make any sense. The clutch didn't work correctly. We had to fix that. Had to make a new coupler because the coupler it had before had a different shaft on the motor than this motor had. Other than that, though, I mean, this is relatively few challenges in this project. It was It's one of the more straightforward projects we've ever done.
So converting a previously converted EV car, a lot of people say, well, once you do it, it's kind of like really hard to go back in time and fix that. But you would say it wasn't that hard.
They did a good job. I mean, the thing is like it was a well thought out conversion. You could put a gas engine back in it. I mean, that's how good of job they did, that they used existing mounts and things like that came with the ICE engine. There's no big things we had to modify to make it work.
Tell me about the range, obviously before and after.
So I would estimate before is probably 20, 25 miles. I mean, it was lead acid. They did not get much range. Maybe when it was brand new, a little more. Range now should be about 125. And that's from driving and keeping track. That looks like about where it's going to end up.
Awesome. Power before and after? What was that motor?
But the motor actually had very similar power. Like that motor, the company that made the motor, Selectria, like I was not able to find anything about them being in business or anything like that. But the motor was rated very similar. Well, one thing I'll note is it was a 320 volt system before, and now it's 140 or 120 volt system now. So it's a lower voltage system. It probably ran pretty good so long as the batteries could take it. It had 25 lead acid batteries.
Oh, wow. And now it has?
5 Tesla modules.
So a lot of times we get these cars in, the 12 volt system is the 12 volt harness on the car is the problem. How about this car?
And this is a British car. The notorious Lucas, So that was all removed, and it has a negative ground, 12 volt, modern wiring in it now. Don't the emergency brakes work different than any other car you've ever?
Yeah, you got to pull the knob out.
Yeah, yeah.
There is no lack of visibility in this car at all.
Oh no, it's really.
You just flip the switch and
Yep, that's it.
Forward. That's amazing. I'm in third gear right now. I'm starting out in third gear. I haven't just from a dead stop.
Yeah, dead stop uphill.
Oh wow, yeah,
that's got plenty.
Yeah, plenty of power. I mean, perfect. Yeah,
it's one. You've never shipped this car.
I haven't shifted.
I did. Taking on the highway, it just was cruising.
So I literally have driven out. And I've not touched the clutch pedal at all.
Yeah. All that time we spent fixing the clutch. The brakes work okay. Yeah.
Drum brakes.
There's
or
drums.
discs?
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Good.
Okay. Yeah. You should take it a little wider. There you go. Ooh, and we're still on the road.
We made it.
It's a good testing road though. If it doesn't fall off or shake loose on these roads, it's not going to anywhere.
Yeah, that's right. When was the last time you think this car was on the road, actually used?
That's a good. I would bet you more than a decade ago. The car's kind of set up.
I love the feel of this. It's got like the old spoke wheel. Just the interior looks like an old British car. I mean, if you could, you wouldn't know you were in a Cobra, maybe an AC Cobra or a Austin Healey or an MG. You don't even know. I know some people say I miss the noise, but with the wind in your ears.
No, I don't at all. Like I was driving it I drove it on a Sunday afternoon back from my car show, and just cruising down the roads with it dead quiet. I mean, honestly, it was relaxing.
Love it or hate it, this MGA does everything a sports car is supposed to do. It lets you enjoy the countryside with the wind blowing in your hair. It lets you drive spiritedly on curvy roads so you can truly enjoy driving again. The only thing that you might miss is the buzz of the four-banger under the hood or the occasional stop for overheating. So let me know if you think this is a win for enthusiasts or if you think we truly ruined a classic. Thank you for watching.
That's right.
Not
We could call it Chuck Morris.
Or as your
Chuck
dad
Mo-
calls me, Maury.
Chuck Morris.
Chuck Morris.
I like that. That's great.
That's actually pretty
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
All right, Chuck Morris.
Chuck Morris, the MG.
Gosh, dude.
Where's Mayhem?
Oh.
No,
Come on.
get him out.
Open the door.
Yeah, I'll open the overhead door, see if he...
What the?
Hurry.
Ah!
Crap. They can never figure out how to get
It's
out.
a bat!
Shit on me, though. That's all right.
Darn it.
What did he fly in here for?
I know. They fly in, they can never figure out how to get out. Up.
Hey!
Yep.
Wild.
Dude, I'm telling you, I've had them get in here, and they like cannot figure out where the door is. Some call me the space cowboy. Some call me the gangster of love.
Exactly.
Some call me Maurice. Woo woo.